I'm Phil.
And I'm Angelina.
With our husky lightning and a lot of wildlife around us, we live in this fairy tale chateau in France.
We love bringing this neglected castle back to life inside.
And we've got the vast grounds and parkland to take care of as well.
We love the moat, but it brings some challenges with it.
But it's all worth it when we get to share it with everyone at our live music events.
Follow the ups and downs of our chateau life.
Every chateau has a huge amount of history with it. They're old, so they're going to. This one's no different. The question we're asking today is, why was half of it knocked down and who did it? It's only when you take a bird's eye view of the chateau, you really can tell there's now something missing. You can see the foundations of the missing wing, which is used as a terrace now. Why did half of this chateau get knocked down? It's a real shame, and you've got to ask why someone would do that to it. When you compare the old postcards through the years and then look at it now, you really can tell the difference, and you start to feel very sad for the building. It's beautiful to see the history of this place through the old postcards, even showing some of the original family members who lived here in some of them. It truly is a wonderful little part of history to be able to have these about your home. But when you look at them side by side from the same view, you really do wish that that part of the house was still standing. So now you can see it, the original centre of this house. So what was it? Why was half of it destroyed? When I first found the original postcards, and that's when I realised that half of the chateau was missing, my mind went straight to World War II. And then, of course, it went to subsidence because of the moat. Structural defects. What was it? There could have been a million reasons why half of it went. And I could have accepted nearly all of them, apart from the actual reason.
So here's where a long time ago, this place had a fire. So in this section, we have steels for the roof, not the original wood.
So it survived fires, it survived hundreds of years being stood, it survived being occupied by the Germans in World War II. What was it that made that wing disappear? Tax. The window tax, to be more specific. The biggest issue here is the amount of windows. I love it, I love natural light, and they are enormous. But back in the day, there was a tax based on the amount and size of your windows. As if you could afford that much glass, you were definitely rich. Well, there's an example. There's the dog. That's how big the windows were. And obviously there were twice as many. So back in the 20s, this place had gone through a succession of owners, and I think it got to the end of the family line. And unfortunately, an asset stripper bought it. Bought the entire estate, split it up piece by piece, and to avoid the taxes on the windows, got rid of half of them by knocking that half of the wing down. It was fairly common, actually. Mostly they would be bricked up. If you ever go around London, so around some of the wealthier areas in London, around Belgravia, Knightsbridge, you'll often see inside of those big buildings some bricked up windows for the same reason. It happened in the UK as well as France. Unfortunately, rather than bricking them up here, he knocked half of it down, so he never had to pay those taxes again, but he used the granite from that half of the chateau to pay the mayor for the taxes that was owed at the time. Just a couple of kilometres away, in the middle of our local village, that's where the other half of the house is. That granite, all of the granite lintels, all of the stonework was sold to the mayor to pay the taxes, and it was used to build a house.
Here it is. That's made with the other wing of the chateau.
Things change over time. From an enormous chateau with lands stretching as far as the eye can see, being given by Napoleon as a gift, to a much smaller place with half of it missing and much smaller lands, to what you see before you today with just a little 6 acres to go with it. I like to think, however, though, that that's the smallest it's going to get. This is the turning point. We are at the point where things are now getting better. Look at everything we're doing to bring it back to life. All of the renovations, all the small jobs, and it's loved. It's loved by us. It's loved by you watching the videos. It's loved by its local community, and it's enjoyed by everyone that gets to come to the live music events. We will rebuild that other wing. We will get more land back to the estate and make it a bit bigger. We will make this the beautiful place it always was, and we will return it to its former glory. And that's what I love. I love the fact that things change, because it's not always for the worst. Lots of the time, it's for the better. I love this place has been standing for years before me, and it'll be standing for years after. We're just a small part of its history, and hopefully one that will be told in a good way. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you hadn't subscribed to the channel yet, and follow the journey while we return this chateau back to its former glory.